Today we're going to be looking at some order blocks and seeing how that could help us with our trading. Now if you go on to thefivers.com, they describe order blocks as a market behavior that indicates the pileup of orders from banks and institutions. The market tends to make a sharp move on either side once the order block is completed. The key behind order blocks is that it includes what giant institutions are doing. Order blocks are special kinds of supply and demand zones formed when there is a block order. So now that we know that, if you take a look at the chart here, you can see I have some areas marked out, and each one was a potential trading opportunity, and I want to take you through it. One second, we don't need this one here. Okay, so I will take you through this. There's 5 opportunities here that happened across a few different sessions. It happened in New York. There was a few in London session, I think, and also in the Asian session. So we have a few trades to look at. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop down to the 1 minute, and we're going to go through and see what the potential opportunity was. Okay, here we go. So you can already see price came into the order block that we had marked off, and there was signs of weakness, exhaustion, and then a bearish candle to an engulfing pattern. So what we're doing is we're aiming. My target was usually it would be the low, but the reason I was deciding here was just before the other area that I had marked off from another order block. So it doesn't make any sense to try to take it past this, since I'm already expecting it to change direction from this area. So that's why I decided to target that spot. Now if you watch this play out, this worked out very well. Now we can also see that we could have moved our stop loss to break even and taken partials, and it still would have been fine. So you could have done this either way. Now it was a 1 to 3.2 risk to reward. Not bad. And if you find that you're not getting enough trades, like there was only one during New York session, so that might not be enough for most people. So you know what you could end up doing is taking on a couple other pairs, and what I end up doing is I just mark alerts on TradingView, so you don't have to spend all that time sitting at the screen and hoping something was going to happen. Now, if your alerts are set, once you hear something, then you can come to the screen. So that'll save you from being stressed out sitting at the desk all the time. And right now I'm currently only watching 2 pairs. I just added a third one in actually, but I might add a couple more in and try setting up more alerts and seeing if that'll help to get more opportunities. Now you can see here again, it first came in and touched the area here, and then came back up. Now this wasn't an engulfing pattern, so it barely cleared the body of the candle there, so I wouldn't consider that an entry. I wouldn't be doing that. Now it came back a second time into it, signs of exhaustion, and then you had your bullish engulfing pattern, and then you can see that within 10 minutes that this played out, and it was a risk to reward to 2.57, which was fantastic. And then you can see we're coming up where we have another trade that came up fairly quick. This one was 2:56 in the morning. So it was just before London, and so just over an hour later, another opportunity came. So came back into the area, and signs of exhaustion followed by an engulfing pattern to the upside. So we enter in on the trade. Then you can see with this that even at 1-to-1 you could have moved your stop loss to break even and taken partials and let the rest ride, and risk to reward was 4.87. Yeah, this wasn't too bad. A couple of good trades here. So you can see the opportunities. They do present themselves. Now, again, you can see our area that we had marked off. It's come in to touch the area. You can also see that there's some sign of exhaustion there as well. And now we have a bearish engulfing pattern. And this almost is a perfect entry right there. Now, if we play this out, you can see that it came back and touched the area. So now this would have been an issue if you would have moved your stop loss to break even after reaching a 1-to-1. So if you wouldn't have moved it and you would have just left it play out, just, set your, enter your trade, walk away, then you should be fine. Will it always work out that way? Probably not. But you can see this trade worked well. It was a risk to reward 3 if you would have left it alone. So we got one more that we need to look at. So here we go again. So we're coming back up again. We're into our area that we have marked off. We see signs of exhaustion. There's that bearish engulfing pattern we're looking for. We enter in on the trade and we're aiming for the low. And this one went straight down for it, didn't come back up to stop us out. You could have taken partials with this one and moved your stop loss to break even if you wanted to. So this one was under an hour, so another trade, most of them will be under an hour, I think. Sometimes you'll hold them longer, but you're in and out of the trade during the day. That's what I like about it. And he said you'll have to maybe add a few more pairs to see if this will work out for you. Right now, I'm going to be testing this out over the next couple of weeks, seeing if I can add it into my strategies, because currently I've been just testing areas where I would expect price to react, like at the peaks of the bodies and the wicks, looking for it to go back in the other direction, and taking partials just in case price decides to go back in the direction that it was going. But order blocks seem to be a good opportunity for trade entries as well. So I'm not sure if anyone else is trading order blocks and how well is it working for you. Just let me know in the comments.